Hey you guys, I am back with another video, and today I am here to do a spoiler alert. But before, and if y'all don't want the spoiler alert, just don't watch the video. Please do not watch the video, because then you won't see any spoilers. If you guys actually want to like kind of enjoy the show for what it is, and like not really like just like come into the show as like completely like not knowing any tea, then don't look at any spoiler alerts. Do not look at any social media tea, because it's gonna kind of give it away of who gets married and who doesn't get married. I'm not gonna be talking about anybody, like, because I already know who gets married or not. I'm not gonna be talking about who gets married and whatnot and stuff like that. I'm gonna just be talking about one couple in particular, and I'm gonna be giving a spoiler alert for Virginia and Devin, and also Brittany as well, because apparently Brittany comes back in this season. But before I even get into this spoiler alert, I just want to say that like this season of Love is Blind, so far it's like pretty it's pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was me at first. Like at first I just thought it was me, and so then I just thought like it was, you know, me. But then like I don't know, like no one is spilling tea about anything. Like none of the people who usually come out with like tea and like who talk about the characters on the show really have anything to say. Like there was just no tea being spilled. And like, you know how like during every season, like even last season, like we had some like juicy kind of storylines with like Ashley and Tyler, Brittany, Leo, Marit. Like we had a lot of just like kind of, we had like one particular like love triangle, but that was that. Like the people who kind of like the big people who like post about this season, they're not really posting about this season that much, because it's just very like dry and vague. Like I couldn't get through a lot of the episodes. But anyways, this season was kind of like boring, and no one has been coming out with any tea yet. Like I don't see any tea. And then also like, okay, you know how like every season, like yeah, like the pods, like they took up the majority of the season. Like season 6 and 7, they had like the pods were taking the majority of the season. Like season 7, we had a bunch of like pod scenes, but then afterwards, like I believe season 7, like I would say like on like the 5th episode, we were already seeing kind of like couples unfold, which was Nick and Hannah, which was just very interesting. We already were seeing Nick and Hannah just unfold, and Nick and Hannah were kind of like, you know, interesting with like the storyline in the pods. But then it's like this season, we only get like 5 minutes up to the resorts, and that is Taylor and Daniel. And it's Taylor and Daniel talking about like some, like basically like Daniel knowing Taylor before going on the show, and like Daniel stalking Taylor before going on the show, and like Daniel following and unfollowing Taylor, and then Taylor freaking out, and like Daniel being cool about it. For me, I kind of have mixed thoughts. Like, was Daniel's intentions right in this situation? Was Daniel stalking Taylor, or why? And also, why is Taylor making a big deal about this? I don't know. But that right there, that was kind of like the biggest plot of the storyline. And I already know what happens between Taylor and Daniel, so it was kind of just like a bummer for me, and it wasn't really like as juicy. It was just like, oh, like it's only like a little situation. Like it's a little situation. It's not that deep. It's not a big situation where I gotta actually like dive in and like see what's up. Like it was just like, I think that like Daniel and Taylor will get past the situation. I'm sorry, but like this season was just very just dry, just vague. Like I was just like, where is the drama? Like where's the drama? When is it gonna spin? Like you see in season 7, I mean season 7 also did not have any drama in the pods, but then out of the pods, like I don't know, like, you know how the first 6 episodes have like mostly it's in the pods, but then like eventually like they get out of the pods, and you actually kind of can like see stuff unfold. Like you'll see kind of like good juicy stuff, and we just never got to see that. Like it was very boring and vague. It was just giving, I don't know. It was giving very boring, very vague. Like it was giving like too demure, like just too mindful. Like I just didn't like it. I didn't like this current season so far. Like I I don't know what it is, but something is up. Something is up with this season, and I just cannot put I just cannot wrap my head around it. Like, something is off. It's very dry. It's very vague. I don't know. Like, it's very off, very dry, very vague. All right, now I'm gonna be talking about, also, do not mind my messy hair. Like, my hair has just been messy, but anyways, I'm now going to be going into like the spoiler alerts. Just like a spoiler alert video, basically for Virginia, Devin, Virginia, Devin, and Brittany. I have a spoiler alert for like this whole love triangle, just black couple story. Like, I just kind of know what kind of happens between them. I did just talk about them yesterday, but I kind of have like more tea to spill on them in terms of like them as a couple. So you guys know how like basically out of the pods, Virginia and Devin, they had matched. Yeah, Virginia and Devin, they matched, and basically I think they're gonna come out of the pods, and I have a feeling that like Virginia is going to like mistreat Devin a little bit and kind of like, you know, be bossy towards him. That's what I have a feeling about her. But then I feel like that when you know how when all the couples like they go to like the mixer and like they kind of party with each other and stuff like that, I have a feeling that in the previews what I saw is that you had Brittany coming up to Devin, and you had Devin and Brittany kind of talking, and then I think you have Devin basically saying like, oh, I feel more comfortable with you, I feel more comfortable with her. And so I don't know if Devin maybe makes a decision to kind of be more into Brittany than Virginia. And honestly, I think that Brittany was more for Devin than Virginia, but I'm kind of just so disappointed that like Devin was just so turned off by Brittany with the whole lesbian thing. Anyways, neither here or there. But yeah, I don't think that Virginia and Devin are going to get married, simply due to the fact of like just the way how like Devin was just so turned off by Brittany. But then I think like out of the pods, also, I think maybe at like the very end of the season, Devin is going to be questioning Virginia on why she has a prenup. And Storytime with Ricky on her TikTok live was actually saying that like Virginia was a youth like he was like just a youth instructor or something, a youth coach or a coach or like a youth instructor, something. I think he was a youth instructor, and so he doesn't really make that much money. And so I think Devin kind of like expresses like in some type of way how like he wants Virginia for her money. And then Devin questions, like if you guys look at the previews, you could see Devin questioning like, oh, why do you need a prenup? And I think he's questioning Virginia on like why she needs a prenup. And so I don't know if it's going to be big or dramatic. I honestly just don't see Devin and Virginia getting married, but also I think I do see Devin and Brittany maybe forming some connection outside of the show, or maybe I see Devin and I see Devin and Brittany playing Sarah Ann and Jeremy from season 6. I see I see Devin talking to Brittany and like seeing Brittany in person and just feeling more interested in Brittany than Virginia. That's what I see for the person that Devin really kind of wants. And so I just see more so like Devin rejecting Virginia. But then I also see Virginia rejecting Devin. Like, I don't see Devin and Virginia working out in terms of like them forming a connection, them forming a relationship. I don't see them working out at all. Like, I don't see the chemistry between them. I just don't see the vibes between them. Like, I don't know, but I don't see a vibe. I don't see a vibe between them at all. Like, I just don't see any chemistry kicking up between the two. It's giving very vague. But honestly, like this season as a whole was pretty big, I have to say. Like already, I mean, not even this season, I'm sorry, but like these last episodes, I'm just like, it seemed like that like Netflix kind of listened to us when they were like, oh, like sure, more people talking in the pods, rather than like I think Netflix kind of was like listening to us when we were kind of like talking about like, oh my god, like this season is so insane, like there's like no genuine connections, like people are on the show for clout, and they kind of it was just kind of boring. So they're probably just like, oh, you want more genuine connections, and then they're just like only really showing like and also it's Minnesota, so it's like it's very vague. It's Minnesota, it's very vague. I've heard about Minnesota before in like the past, But yeah, no, like I've heard about Minnesota. I'm just like, what is Minnesota? Like, that's just boring. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that this season was just extremely boring. Like, I didn't see any diversity. You have everyone all over TikTok saying like, oh, like, where's the diversity? Like, where's the diverse people? There's like no diversity. And yeah, like right now, like these past episodes, they're just very boring, very vague. And I don't really see any chemistry, but I'm hoping that next week's episodes will at least get some catching up to do. And maybe I will post a spoiler alert if the episodes continue and it gets more boring, because nobody's really posting any tea. Like, no one's really posting any social media tea or social media news. Like, no one's really posting anything, and it's veiled. So it's like, okay, so now it's like nobody want to kind of come up with like tea. No one really, like, everyone is just slow with the season. Like, I don't know, it's dry. But yeah, anyways, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.